Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 episode number 34 based on novel. So let's start. In the city of Shiguanan Liu Yin, a super large cave with a width of hundreds of millions of kilometers is home to a sect called the Heart Shadow Sect. A three-eyed man in a grey robe sat on the top of a mountain, staring at the vast night sky with his three eyes, feeling somewhat lost in his heart. The origin continent is boundless, but there is no place for our Xinjiang sect to take root. The three-eyed man sighed silently. The major countries and many powerful forces have already occupied all the territories. Even the most marginal and dangerous places on the origin continent have been occupied by the ancient natives. We, Xinjiang Mentan, only need a large city to take root. But every chaos state in a country has an owner. How can they directly give us a large city? The three-eyed man was quite helpless. The foundation of the sect needs to rely on the Chaos Ruins heart. Only when the disciples of the sect near the Chaos Ruins reach the Chaos Realm will there be a glimmer of hope. Otherwise there is no hope. Moreover, the sect's many disciples are too expensive, and a large city with endless resources can supply the sect's development. The three-eyed man was in a lot of trouble. As time went on, he saw no hope. The Heart Shadow Sect would only become weaker and weaker, with more and more disciples leaving. The Xinjiang Sect, led by me, has less than 20% of its disciples when it was complete. The three-eyed man also felt powerless. He still maintains the orthodoxy of the Xinjiang Sect. Some of the other sects that split off have already split into smaller factions, and even changed their names. My Xinjiang sect is a large sect founded by the God King. Even if the God King died, there were still 3 Chaos Lords in the sect before the split. The three-eyed man felt sad, but one of the 3 Chaos Realm disciples died and 2 escaped. Without the Chaos Realm in charge, the Xinjiang sect continued to split and disciples kept leaving. Even I have to rely on the protection of Marquis Liu Yin to maintain the name of Xinjiang Men, the three-eyed man said silently. Liu Yin Who is very powerful, and among the many Chaos Realm difficult killers in the entire food country, he is a terrifying existence that can be ranked in the top 5. The Xinjiang sect did have a powerful enemy which caused one of the sect's former Chaos Realm masters to die and 2 to escape. But Liu Yin Who only protected a group of Xinjiang sect disciples below the Chaos Realm, so given Liu Yin Who's status, the Xinjiang sect's great enemy could only endure it. The three-eyed man sensed something. Watching a blood-colored, flame-like figure condense out of thin air beside him. My lord. The three-eyed man immediately stood up and was extremely respectful. Liu Yin Who looked at him and said, every large city in the country of Sha has an owner, and every large city has some branches of big families or even branches of the royal family involved. I can't help you gain a sect foundation. Your Majesty, we are grateful to you for protecting our being sect, the three-eyed man said respectfully. Now I'll give you a chance to gain the sect's foundation. Liu Yin Who said. The three-eyed man's eyes lit up, just give me your orders, my lord. He had been waiting for this day for a long time. There are 3 large cities in Zhejiang Chaos Province adjacent to my fiefdom, said Liu Yin Who. They are Huyang City, Shuyin City, and Zhejiang City. Among them, Zhejiang Who lives in Zhejiang City. I need you from Xinjiang sect to help me capture Huyang City and Shuyin City. As for Zhejiang City, there is no need for you to help. Capture 2 large cities. The three-eyed man was also under pressure. Capture the fief of Zhejiang Who. I'm afraid Zhejiang Who will take action. When you attack a Chaos Lord's fiefdom, it is only natural for the other party to take action. I will give you a time-space treasure. Liu Yin Who said, once Zhejiang Who makes a move, I will use this treasure to travel through time and space and arrive directly. I will personally deal with Zhejiang Who. The three-eyed man breathed a sigh of relief. Don't worry, the dispute between Shigua and Yugua is also a tacit understanding. The eternal gods fighting each other will not easily end the Chaos Master. Zhejiang Who will only try his best to mobilize the eternal gods. He will not take action personally unless he is forced into a corner. Yin Who said, even if he is forced into a corner and completely occupies the entire Zhejiang chaos state, I doubt he will dare to take action. The three-eyed man nodded. Naturally, Lord Zhejiang is no match for you, Lord Hu. I'm really looking forward to seeing him take action. Yin Who was looking forward to it. At this point, they still follow the rules. After all, both Shi and Yu are very powerful countries. The ruler of Shi has a special relationship with Yangfeng ancient country, but the ruler of Yu is also a guest of Yangfeng ancient country. They have backgrounds in both countries. So when Zhou Shankar fled from the origin continent, Shi kingdom and Yu kingdom were neighbors. Now that Zhou Shankar is back and Luo Feng Chuang Lun is back, Shi state and Yu state are still neighbors. Only the border and territory have changed a little. The two major powers dare not break the rules easily because the cost of breaking the rules would be very high. I want you to focus on the eternal true God named Luo He. Yin Who said. Yes. The three-eyed man replied, and asked, after the Marquis captured two large cities, the base of my Xinjiang sect. Huyang city will be given to you. Yin Who said, you only need to pay me 20% of the living expenses of the people of Huyang city per century, and give 20% to the King of Heart. You can keep the other 60%. And the whole Huyang city. The king will not send managers and the whole city will be handed over to you to manage. Really? The three-eyed man was somewhat excited. In addition to the 40% housing fee that must be paid every century, the rest of the entire Huyang city belongs to Xinjiang men. In this way, Xinjiang men has a foundation for Chang Jiushan. A large city with a large number of people can continuously bring in a large amount of resources. Although housing expenses are the most important, there are also many other resources. The prerequisite is that you have to capture Huyang city and Shuyin city. Yin Who said, you have to prepare well, and it's best to gather some of the disciples who left. Zhejiang Hundan is not so easy to deal with. Understood. The three-eyed man knew very well that although Zhejiang Hu had Yin Who to deal with him, the large number of Yongjiagang true gods under Zhejiang Hu and the elite troops that could be borrowed were not so easy to deal with. He had to summon the disciples who had left to make Xinjiang men strong enough to suppress them. He didn't want to be seriously injured after capturing a large city. Yin Who nodded. After all, Xinjiang sect was founded by the God King. Even though there are two people who have escaped to the Chaos realm, they have a deep foundation and should be able to attack Zhejiang Chaos state. Yin Who thought to himself. This kind of tough task can be handed over to Xinjiang sect. Xinjiang sect should be able to deal with it in a critical situation, but Yin Who will not feel sorry for the disciples of Xinjiang sect. Huyang city. Chaos A cave number 913. This cave is a relatively small cave in Chaos Zone A and is not very noticeable, but now it is the most famous cave in the entire Huyang city. Many visitors come here, but none of them can even see Lord Luoha. In the underground hall, in the Star Tower, Morosa was naturally absorbing the divine body, while Luo Feng compared the intelligence collected in the Dark Hall of the Flame Wind Hall with the intelligence of the Jin Divine King lineage and the Duan Donghe lineage, and decided what treasure to buy. I still need time to accumulate knowledge on the laws of chaos, but I should be able to break through the mind faster in terms of willpower. First, buy a willpower training item. Luo Feng thought to himself. If my willpower can break through to the God King level, my ability to deal with danger will be greatly improved. The treasures that assist in the cultivation of willpower are extremely expensive. Luo Feng felt very distressed and had no choice. He himself was the willpower of the peak Chaos Lord. Ordinary treasures could be of negligible help to him. You must purchase the rare treasures used by the Chaos Lords, so naturally each item is very expensive. With my limited wealth, I can only buy a relatively cheap one. Luo Feng immediately contacted the Dark Hall of the Flame Wind Guild Hall. I want to buy a copy of the Robbery Beast map. The price of each copy of the Robbery Beast map that is publicly sold by my two Yangfeng guilds is fixed at 15 million cosmic sands, the Dark Palace responded. You only need to pay the fee at any Dark Palace branch and the Robbery Beast map will be delivered to you within 10 days. Luo Feng feels so distressed. 15 million cosmic sands in one picture. But there is no way. Chaos Lords often use this rare treasure to cultivate their will. In terms of cost performance, the top 3 are the Robbery Beast map. The cheapest of the top 3 is the Robbery Beast map. Cheap, effective, and less dangerous. This price is fair and is indeed very cheap for the Chaos Lords. Some of the extra costs are even over 100 million cosmic sands. For a fiefdom with a constant supply of living expenses, Chaos Overlord can afford hundreds of millions of cosmic sands with a little bit of grit. With my limited money, this is the best treasure I can afford. Luo Feng felt that compared to the Lord of Chaos, he was still too poor. By nightfall, the men sent by Lord Zhejiang had already arrived at Huyang City. Second brother. The old man warmly welcomed the young man. This time, the Marquis actually asked you to come here in person. The Marquis really takes it very seriously and personally ordered me to come here, so I can only rush here as quickly as possible. The white young man Yin Who persuaded me. Brother, where is the Luo Feng god now? The old man Bai said, it was in his cave. After he killed Yin Who, Qianni, and Shuiyan, he first went to Yangfeng Hall to collect the reward and then returned to the cave to see him. I came to see him on behalf of the Marquis. He won't refuse to see me. Yin Who asked, it would be embarrassing to be stopped outside the cave at that time. Don't worry, I'll let Mo Yu contact him first, and Mo Yuqingyan will visit him after he confirms it, said the old man. Luo Feng was sitting in front of the rooftop pavilion, drinking the poisonous hazy fruit wine, and at the same time practicing the Great Destruction heart-refining method, which had a good effect in tempering his will. This Kurosa fruit wine tastes better the more you drink it. Luo Feng likes this feeling that affects his entire divine body and even his soul. There is no way he can improve his body 3 times, and his divine body becomes even more terrifying. Mo Qingyang flew to his residence and said respectfully, Master, the city lord's mansion sent a message saying that Lord Zhejiang sent an envoy to visit you. The messenger of Lord Zhejiang, Luo Feng, was surprised. Does the master want to see you? Mo Qingyang asked. Of course I have to see you. Your master is not so arrogant as to not give face to you, Lord Marquis. Luo Feng said with a smile. Tell the city Lord Zifu that envoys are always welcome to visit tonight. Indeed, Luo Feng had rejected many of them before. Luo Feng really looked down on the eternal true gods from all sides of the mixed forces in Huyang City, but many of these forces were branches of the big forces of the origin continent in Huyang City. Behind these forces may be the Chaos Realm or even the God King. Therefore, Luo Zhufeng is unwilling to get too deeply involved with the branches of these major forces. If he gets too deeply involved, he will often be unable to control his own destiny. The best way is to keep your distance from them from the beginning. The status of the eternal true God of these branches cannot offer any good conditions, and there are still many things to do. Di Chuyu's status is high enough and he can offer high enough conditions. Even Luo Feng was moved by it. Of course, the prerequisite is that Di Chuyu and Luo Feng both become chaotic, and then Di Chuyu's invitation will hopefully become a reality. Personal talent is important, but external resources are equally important. Luo Feng knew this very well. Even if he didn't have the resources given by his masters Washanku, he wouldn't be able to get to where he is now. The most precious resources in the origin continent are controlled by 2 ancient countries. With the help of the royal resources of the ancient country of Yangfeng, I can achieve higher levels of achievement, so that I can be more confident in helping the master defeat the powerful enemy. Mo Lemon brought the white-haired young man and said, Jiang Yuyo came to visit Luo Feng. Among the 5 major families, Mo Lemon is the one who is most familiar with Luo Feng. Please. Mountain Top Pavilion. Luo Feng, Jiang Yuyo, and Mo Lemon sat down. Commander Jiang is one of the 4 personal guards of the Marquis, and his status in Zhejiang City is higher than that of many generals. Mo Lemon introduced on the side. Luo Feng nodded. I have heard of Commander Jiang's name in Huyang City. He didn't want to live under the eyes of the Chaos Lord, but he still knew the basic information about Zhejiang City. The army of Zhejiang City is led by 4 personal guards and 16 generals, who are also the core military force. The army of Zhejiang City is much stronger than that of Huyang City and Shuyin City. I am far inferior to brother Luo He. The white-haired young man Jiang Yuyo laughed. His strength was only comparable to that of Mo Lixiao, and he was far inferior to General Yong and Xu Weiyun. There are only a handful of people in Yu State who can compare with brother Luo He. Mo Lemon also flattered. Commander Jiang arrived tonight. Luo Feng looked at him. Jiang Yuyo said, Brother Luo He, the news that you killed Yu Jianhu, Yu Qianyi, and Xu Weiyun reached the Marquis, and he was very happy. He immediately ordered me to rush to Huyang City overnight to hand over this list to brother Luo He. Brother Luo He can choose any one from the list. Jiang Yuyo took out a scroll and it flew in front of Luo Feng. The scroll unfolded, and Luo Feng took a look. 2 volumes of Shu Kong-er's secret manual, a divine king-level inheritance. The 7 meteoric killing methods are inherited from the Chaos Realm. Except for the first volume of Zukanga Lian's secret book, which is a God King level inheritance, the others are all mixed Earth Realm inheritances. Luo Feng secretly sighed. Indeed, after all, the Duan Donghe lineage only has 2 divine king level inheritances. Zhu Jianhu may have learned several divine king level inheritances himself, but this is probably the only one he can pass on to others. The core volume of the Secret Book of the 9 Void Refinements, from the name one can guess that it is the Great Way of the Origin of the Void, which is not very suitable for me. Luo Feng thought to himself. Luo Feng, who has inherited 2 bloodlines, knows it very well. The ruler of the Chaos Realm masters the path of the Chaos Law. If he wants to become a God King, he must comprehend the origin of the higher rules. For example, the Realm Lord Morosa possesses the origin of destruction in his life, so he has not made in-depth research on the Void lineage, nor does he plan to learn the 2 inheritances. Brother Luo can choose any one of them. Each one is of extremely high value, especially the 2 volumes of The Secret Book of Void Refining. This is a God King level inheritance that is hard to come by. Jiang Yu lobbied. Master Hu, I think highly of brother Luo He and am willing to devote all my efforts to cultivating him. If you don't choose any of these inheritances, you can also choose 10 million cosmic sands. Luo Feng thought for a moment and said, then let's use 10 million cosmic sands. Jiang Yuyo was slightly startled. He didn't even choose the God King level inheritance. As the Marquis guessed, such a powerful eternal true God must have a powerful inheritance. Okay, the Marquis will directly send 10 million cosmic sands to your name through the Yangfeng Hall. Jiang Yu lobbied. Thank the Marquis for me. Luo Feng said. The Marquis even contacted the king in person to tell him about you. Jiang Yu lobbied. The king is also happy that our Yu kingdom has such a talented brother Luo He. The king said that there will be an opportunity soon, and then the king will send an envoy to brother Luo He. Luo Feng quickly stood up and said, please thank Lord Hu Ming and the king for me. If it weren't for Marquis Zhejiang pushing for some conflicts with the eternal true God, it would probably take some time for the news to reach the king. Jiuzhou Jiang personally reported this to the king, so this matter really deserves gratitude. Thank you, Lord Marquis, and thank you, Lord. Luo Feng, a God King with good intentions, can't just sit there and act calmly. Brother Luo He has paid so much for Huyang City, and he deserves all these. The Marquis has always been like this, whoever has made contributions, the Marquis will not treat unfairly. Jiang Yu lobbied, but the Liuyin Marquis of Shiguo would not rest on his laurels, and if Huyang City ran into trouble again, it would probably need brother Luo his help. Luo Feng smiled and said, how much can I influence by myself? In the end, the city lord's mansion is the main focus. Brother Luo He, please rest assured that the eternal true gods will not bully the weak in the Chaos Realm. Jiang Yu said, otherwise, if both sides bully the weak, the world will fall apart long ago. I understand. Luo Feng nodded. This is not just a default rule for you and Sha countries, it is also a default rule for the entire Origin continent. An eternal true God would not attack the weak unless he took the initiative to provoke the Chaos Lord for the sake of face. However, if someone killed the Chaos Lord's children like Yin Kang did, it would be normal for the Chaos Lord to be furious and attack personally. Or if the Chaos Lords are fighting each other, the Chaos Lord will naturally say anything to survive. Killing innocent people to force the other party to stop, swallowing up a large city in one gulp, and recovering divine power is nothing compared to saving one's life. After receiving the 10 million universe sands from Yin Who, Luo Feng felt a little more relaxed. 5 days later, the robbery beast map he bought arrived. Deputy Museum Master. Luo Feng greeted politely. The deputy museum owner with a grey mist body walked in and handed a scroll with starlight to Luo Feng. Luo He, this is the Tribulation Beast diagram. Since you dare to buy it, you should know something about comprehending the Tribulation Beast diagram. Yes? Luo Feng nodded. As a well-known treasure for cultivating wool, he had a detailed introduction to the 2 inheritances he had obtained. Moreover, I have reached the peak will of the Chaos Realm, so the risk of enlightenment is very low. The robbery beast diagram was personally drawn by a certain emperor of the ancient country of Yangfeng. The royal family members know very well how to comprehend the robbery beast diagram. The deputy museum owner smiled and said, secret methods for comprehending the robbery beast diagram are only circulated among the great families of the ancient country of Yangfeng and will not be easily passed on to others. This is a void map that matches the robbery beast map. The combination of the 2 maps will have the best effect when used to comprehend the secret method and practice willpower. The deputy museum owner flipped his hand and took out a void map scroll. Even if the void map is rolled up, it seems to contain endless time and space. This void map, Luo Feng was surprised. Only the children of the royal family can apply to buy the void map. The museum owner bought it for you, it's very cheap, just 1 million cosmic sands, said the deputy museum owner with a smile. You must use the void map to comprehend the secret method to be of great use. Luo Feng's summons also received a secret method. The void map and the secret method of enlightenment are gifts from the museum master, said the deputy museum master. Please thank the owner for my kindness. Luo Feng was very grateful. The robbery beast map was not restricted for sale to the public, but the paired void map could only be applied for by the royal family, which greatly restricted the scope of its dissemination. After all, this world still depends on strength. I have shown enough strength that the royal children of Yu State and Yangfeng Ancient State have extended olive branches to me. After the deputy museum owner left, Luo Feng immediately went into seclusion and entered the Star Tower to comprehend the Calamity Beast diagram. The Calamity Beast map and the Void map were suspended in the air at the same time, and the Void map perfectly covered the Calamity Beast map. According to my previous information, to comprehend the Calamity Beast diagram, one should start from a point on the edge and gradually expand the scope of comprehension until the entire scroll is completely viewed. Luo Feng looked at the Calamity Beast diagram in front of him. However, the method used by the royal family of the ancient Yangfeng country is to use the Void map and cover the Tribulation Beast map with the Void map to make the Tribulation Beast map reflected in the 3000 Void layers. Different Void layers have different scrolls. The effect of comprehending the complete 3000 Void Tribulation Beasts diagram and then comprehending the complete Tribulation Beasts diagram will be much stronger. Luo Feng looked at the scroll reflected on the first layer of the Void map. The first scroll shows a hideous and terrifying beast that is going through countless calamities. One calamity after another is adding to the beast's transformation. After surviving countless disasters, this ferocious and terrifying beast became dazzling and even radiant. This radiance was the light of the soul that illuminated Luo Feng's soul. Just this first level of the scroll requires the will of the Chaos Realm to withstand. When Luo Feng watched, it was as if he himself had transformed into a strange beast and was experiencing a catastrophe. However, the painted picture of the Calamity Beast was far from the real calamity. After being reflected by the Void map for 3000 layers, it was 1 billion times weaker than the real calamity. It was already very weak when it fell on Luo Feng's mind. Luo Feng only felt it when he finished experiencing the first layer of the scroll. It was already dawn outside. This is the fundamental artistic conception of the Tribulation Beast diagram that made me understand it in advance. Luo Feng immediately began to comprehend the scroll reflected by the second layer of the void diagram. This layer of the scroll was shrouded in endless death. The 3000 Void Tribulation Beasts diagram understands the Tribulation Beasts diagram from different angles. The first layer, the fundamental artistic conception layer. The second level, the level of despair with endless death intentions. The third layer, a peaceful nightmare layer. Fortunately, Luo Feng's own spiritual will was strong, and he instinctively immersed himself in it and comprehended it layer by layer. He felt as if he had transformed into a calamity beast and experienced each layer of training. This video will end here.